Hello, my name is Wendy Love Edge, and I'd like to welcome you to the Bulldozer Health Show. In this episode, I'll be interviewing Kim Brown, a certified integrative nutritional health coach, certified with the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. Welcome, Kim.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. So I wanted to speak with you today. You have so many wonderful certifications and talents, and you've recently joined our Alternative Health Network, which I'm really excited about. And I wanted to talk with you today specifically about what it's like to be a health coach, because I'm not sure how much people know about that field. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. An integrative nutritional health coach really takes a look at the whole person, not just body parts. We tend to get to the root cause of what's going on in somebody's life. It doesn't always necessarily have always to do with food. Sometimes it could be something going wrong with their personal life, not giving themselves enough self-care, or in a toxic relationship that's causing them not to feel well.
Right, I understand. You know, frequently now when you go to the physician, if you go to a regular medical doctor, you know, they tend to send you to different specialists for different body parts when you go in complaining of symptoms, and it kind of breaks things up. What you're talking about is a more holistic approach, correct?
Correct, yes. So looking at the person as a whole, not as a specific body part.
Right. And in that way, you're able to see, is it still symptom driven? You know, when a person comes to you, are they coming with specific symptoms that they're concerned about, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we look at the symptoms that are going on, and the body a lot of times is giving us cues as well. Those symptoms is our body telling us that there's something going on, there's something that's not right. And so we look at maximizing, the good things that we should be ingesting or taking care of ourselves, and maximizing that, and then pulling back and minimizing the things that are toxic, that are not beneficial to our body.
When you say pulling back on the things that are toxic, I know you mentioned like a toxic relationship. What other things are you referring to?
Lifestyle, it could be maybe smoking, drinking, just staying up late, not maybe even eating too fast. So many people are driving in their car, eating while getting to the next appointment or the next event. So those things are toxic to the body.
Oh, interesting. Right. People don't seem to take the time for those really normal things that we need to do every day, like taking the time to eat, or take a bath and really focus on our own self-care. People seem to be constantly on their phones. I know I'm guilty of it, you know, being on the phone or the computer, and while I'm eating or while I'm doing something else. And sometimes I have to really step back and think about that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and it's easy to get caught up with when we do have the cell phones that are so instant, so right there in our face constantly. And so you see so many people eating while talking on the phone, or even having a conversation with a person at a restaurant with them. So part of self-care is enjoying the company that we keep, and really giving them the attention that they deserve and that we deserve.
Right, I understand. It's hard when sometimes it feels like people are coming at you from all different angles, whether it's the phone or Facebook or Twitter or some other social media, and you have somebody right in front of you, and we often don't take that time that you're talking about. So I understand completely. What kind of recommendations do you make to people, and how do they learn is it a behavior change that they have to make in those instances, or?
Well, with the health coaching, we really kind of start with the symptoms first and try to relieve them of their most annoying symptoms, however it is for them, because it's so individualized. Everybody's different. No one diet is for everyone, so it's really their plan. It's what they want for their life. And so we kind of break it down into a step-by-step process of what's going to work for them. I can't tell anybody what to do. I can only guide them and give them suggestions. And if it works, great. If not, then we kind of break it down and figure it out to see what's going to work for that person.
Right.
So everybody is different, and so every suggestion is different.
Right, and you could tell them what to do, but most people aren't going to listen that way. They kind of have to. You can give information, and they arrive at their own conclusion, and somehow
Absolutely.
It seems like that works better, doesn't it?
It does, because a lot of times people don't want to be told what to do. I don't like to be told what to do.
Right.
And that's why a lot of diets don't work, because it's very rigid and specific, and it may work temporarily, but 9 times out of 10, that's why people fall off the wagon, is because it's not for them.
Right.
Their body isn't right for that specific diet.
So when someone comes to and they present with these symptoms, do you have an evaluation process that you do to try to get to the bottom of the cause?
Yes, I do a whole health consultation. Generally takes about an hour. I require the paperwork that I send off to people to be filled out prior to a session. That way I can really digest it. A lot of times I kind of go on intuition by the symptoms and everything that they give me. And then through the process of talking with them and getting to know them, knowing what's going on within their body, I get a more clear picture. And then we start where, like I said, the most annoying symptoms are, to get them some relief.
Right, and that may help to drive them forward and press on with other issues if their most annoying symptoms are relieved, because then they start to feel a little bit better.
Correct. And a lot of people don't realize how bad they actually were feeling until they start feeling well.
Right, that's true. I understand that.
Yeah.
So with the other modalities that you have accreditations for, what kinds of things can you offer to people besides the health coaching?
Besides health coaching, I'm a massage therapist and a Reiki master, so I also do massage, either Swedish or deep tissue. I also, with the AromaTouch technique, that's also another technique of a form of massage. It's clinically proven to be used with the essential oils that I use.
Oh, okay.
And so by using the essential oils, it's just a whole nother form of self-care, and it helps people, those people that really don't like a deep tissue or a aggressive touch. Mm-hmm. But it's also very useful for people with chronic pain. The essential oils help get to the root cause, actually, of what's going on in the body. Those oils do what they're supposed to do within the system.
So AromaTouch is like using massage with essential oils together, or is it something else?
It's something a little bit different than that. It is a light, fluent touch. I am basically just moving the oils, and I'm using the central nervous system. I'm also using the lymphatic system and also reflexology. So You're basically hitting every point of the body, even though I'm not touching the entire body. I'm generally doing the back, head and shoulders, and then the bottoms of the feet, but yet people get relief maybe from knee pain when I don't even touch the knee. And that's because the essential oils help reduce, some inflammation in the nervous system, or it almost desensitizes that pain that's going on in the body with the different types of oils that are being used. And everybody gets the same technique and the same oils, so it's not individualized, whereas the health coaching is, but the AromaTouch does work on everybody in different manners. The body accepts what the body needs with
so
the oils.
It's not necessary to tailor that with the technique that you're using the same type of oil with each person.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, everything's the same for everyone.
That's interesting.
It is. And I was pretty skeptical in the beginning of how it was going to work, but everybody has different needs, and the different oils that are being used, the body's just going to use what it needs first. And so if somebody needs their immune system boosted, they're going to, the oils that I'm using is going to actually be what's going to affect the body quickly first. And it actually lasts longer than just like, a massage. I find sometimes only lasts me for maybe a day or two, maybe 3. The oils tend to work longer, so people get relief for more than 2 or 3 days. Sometimes they'll see relief for 2 to 3 weeks.
Interesting. That's that really is of interest to me personally as well, because I have a lot of difficulty receiving a massage. It seems like no matter what type I get, it's just too much for my body. I have a lot of issues with my nervous system and different autoimmune diseases that I treat naturally now. But the massage is, even if it's light touch, it just seems like it's too much. So maybe in combination with the essential oils, that would make the difference. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then that's exactly why I really enjoy this technique, is because I work in a chiropractor's office 2 days a week in Sturbridge, and when I'm just, if I'm working with somebody that's got chronic pain and, they're just not getting relief for, like I said, more than a day or 2, I suggest the AromaTouch. And generally, they see relief, like I said, for 2 to 3 weeks. So they're saving money,
right?
Because they're not seeing the chiropractor as often, and they're also not seeing me as often. They can push their appointments out a little bit more, and their well-being. They just feel well with less pain.
Right. That sounds great. It's really good to know about that. Wouldn't it be great if we all, if you didn't have patients because everyone felt great?
Well, then it would just be because they like it.
Yes, there you go. But that really, I'm really happy to hear about that treatment. What other information would you like to give to people about, because you have so much experience with all different types of therapy. If someone's looking for something to start with, to start to improve their health, start to take back their health, and be motivated and empowered in their health choice, where would you suggest that they start?
I generally always start with the food. I really like to look at the food first, because that's so important. It's just like driving a car. If you put sand in the car into your gas tank, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
It's going to start breaking down and falling apart. So by looking at the food, I'm not suggesting to take all the things you love away. Let's just swap them out, and see if we can add in some more good food, good nutrition, and just working together and starting there. That's where I would start.
I think you're right. We either eat for health or we eat for illness, and that is the basic building blocks. I think you really hit it on the head with that. So Kim, we're gonna wrap up, and I'd like you to just tell people, if they're in Massachusetts, how they can get in touch with you, if you don't mind.
Sure. You can get in touch with me at either by email. My email address is kimbrown.healthcoach@gmail.com, or you could call me at 774-289-6823. And I work 2 days a week in Sturbridge, Mass. at a chiropractor's office. and then I work 2 days a week in Hadley, Mass, out in Western Mass as well.
Oh, very nice.
And health coaching can be done by phone, so you don't have to be in Massachusetts. A lot of times I just send the information by email, and then we talk on the phone.
Excellent. So anyone who's listening from anywhere in the country could contact you for some help and advice through the health coaching. That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a great conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Bulldozer Health Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization and healthcare reform initiative. You can find us at bulldozerhealth.org. Take back your health, America.